Hey, it's Bill up here in Northern California. I'm working on a older Maytag Classic, and so I usually take these door knobs off when I'm moving them because they tend to bust off because they're plastic. Anyway, this particular one runs with the belt ribs on the outside of the barrel. And check for loose flappers. Once you got it out, you can tighten them up here if they're loose. And so this one, basically to take the front off, there's two screws here on the bottom. And this one I didn't have to disconnect the wires on it. You have to be careful because sometimes they can break. So you have to be real careful when you're taking these things apart. Now, a couple things to look for is these are the skids that the barrel rides on, right here. And these particular ones are good. You can see there's some good material left on these skids, so that's a good sign. So these rollers are good. I actually just lubed them. Not hanging up or anything. This idler is not sloppy and it's rolling fine. This motor's got a little bit of drag to it, and I'm hoping I'll be able to pull it out and lube the bearings and make it work again. And so the typical setup on these things is once the motor starts, then about a minute or so you'll see the igniter ignite here. Once it ignites, then the flame sensor will tell the valves here to open up and let the gas in. This particular one has these thermostats here. Now I've never had, well, I take that back, I have had to replace a couple of these. I think the main reason was because they were just loose and they were heating up and they burnt the connection. But normally these thermostats don't go bad unless they're burnt by a loose connection. Now this blower here, if you have to take the motor off, this blower has a clamp here and there's a C-clip on the center of the shaft. You can see this shaft it's like a half moon spline on it. That's the top edge right there. And if your blower is loose, it probably should be replaced because it'll start to wear out. Now some people put hose clamps on these, and instead of this thing, I've actually JB welded these back on when they're sloppy and made them work again. You can put a hose clamp, or you can take that clamp off and then squish it down so it's got more tension on it and then put it back on. So let's see what this motor sounds like. We got, so see this motor, let's see what we can do. So we got the door shut, so that motor should come on with the door shut. Now if we try and spin it, yeah. So this motor doesn't have bad bearings. What it has is a shorted winding. So this motor here is not repairable in my world. And the way you tell it's a shorted winding is basically if you try and spin it, when you turn it on, it's tight. It gets tighter. See, right now it's loose. Then when you try and turn it on, it's tight. So that one is not going to be repairable. Yeah, so I have to shut this. So that motor has to be replaced. So that's your Maytag tip for today. If you're interested in my How to Make Money in an Appliance Repair Business course, you can contact me at applianceworks@yahoo.com and or for service, and ask about our national affiliate service program. Thanks for watching.